All right, today we're diving into a really powerful story about love, loss, and the incredibly painful process of saying goodbye before someone is even gone. We're looking at a chapter from Jean Starling's memoir, Fallen Leaves, and it's all about her gut-wrenching experience as her twin sister faces a terminal illness.
The story kicks off with this one line, and wow, it just hits you. Going home was like walking barefoot over hot coals. Jean Starling uses this to describe what it felt like to go back and see her twin, Berlin. You can just feel the pain in those words, right? Every step closer to the person you love is another moment of agony.
So, what exactly was Berline up against? Well, it was a battle on every single front. She'd had type 1 diabetes since her 20s, and it had already caused blindness and kidney failure. As if that wasn't enough, a heart valve that was damaged when she was a kid now meant she had to have this incredibly dangerous open heart surgery. This wasn't just an illness, it was an absolute crisis. And here's the thing, Jean was going through her own personal struggles, a recently divorced mother of four. But of course, she drops everything and flies to Duke University Hospital. This wasn't just a trip, it was a pilgrimage she had to make to be with her other half. So she gets to the hospital, and there's her sister, unconscious after the surgery. And in that quiet, sterile room, as she's just watching her lie there, her mind just flashes back. It gets pulled into a memory from a long, long time ago that really defined their special bond. And this memory takes us to a simple scene, just two girls on a bench, but it captures everything about their shared past, about what it means to have a shared identity as a twin. It's this really sweet story, actually. As teenagers, they decided their birth names were just kind of boring. They wanted to be more exotic. So Berlin picked the name Lynn, and the author, well, she chose Jean. And while Berlin eventually went back to her given name, the author kept Jean for the rest of her life. It's like this little permanent reminder of a shared childhood dream. And just like that, bam, the warm memory is gone, and we are slammed right back into the present reality of the hospital room. I looked down at her face, and I knew. That line, it's just a total gut punch, isn't it? The mood shifts completely. Knew what, right? That's the question. And this is where the story takes a really chilling turn. This feeling, this awful premonition she has, starts to take shape as a poem she writes right there, titled I See Death. And the poem starts with these incredibly haunting lines. It was her face, but not her there. She's looking at her twin, the face she's known her entire life, but something is just wrong. The essence of her sister, the person she knows, it feels like she's already gone. And then comes the line that explains everything. Daddy, Daddy's face instead. In her sister's features, she sees the face of their father, who died when they were just kids. She recognizes the mask of death, the same look she saw in his coffin all those years ago. For her, the connection is instant. It's undeniable. Now death visits again. This isn't just a sickness anymore. No, this feels personal. It feels like the same visitor that took her father has come back to claim someone else she loves. And look, this wasn't some kind of logical conclusion she came to. It was a physical, gut-level certainty. She says her gut became an open, crushing thing. Can you even imagine having to carry that secret, that terrible knowledge, all while trying to be strong for your family? And the hardest part, she can't stay. She has her own kids, her own life to get back to. She has to fly home, which kicks off this period of just pure agony. She's keeping a vigil, but from 3,000 miles away. For a twin, this must be an unimaginable pain. It's not just watching someone you love suffer, it's like feeling a piece of yourself, a piece of your own soul being ripped away. And she was completely powerless to do anything about it. You can actually see her emotional journey in the way her prayers change over time. It's really something. At first, she's praying for a miracle, right? Please, God, take this away. Then, as the suffering goes on, it shifts. It becomes a prayer just for a moment's peace for her sister. Please help her today, not to have pain. And finally, it turns into the most heartbreaking prayer of all, a prayer for mercy, a prayer that acknowledges that letting go is now the only act of kindness left to offer. This brings us to her final reflections on what this loss truly means. It's not just about her sister dying. It's about facing the loss of her second self, a fundamental part of who she is. She circles back to that central haunting image. As a kid, she saw death's face in her father's coffin, but she couldn't really grasp what forever meant. But now, seeing that same mask on her sister's face, oh, she understands it all too well. She knows this is final. And this really gets to the core of her grief. My twin, my mirror, my other self. Losing a twin is like losing your own reflection. She has to confront this new reality that her heart, from this moment on, will always have a hole in it, a space that can never be filled. And so the chapter, and our explainer, leaves us with this one profound question that just hangs in the air. How do you say goodbye to half of yourself? There's no easy answer to that, is there? It leaves you thinking about the deep, deep connections we make, and what it means to face losing a part of your own soul.